right, what's going on, everybody? Man, what a time to be alive. It just seems like everything is kicking off right now, and I am here for it. First, we got Kanye going wild, saying what he thinks and sacrificing everything, sacrificing his brand deals, all of the money, the status to just say what he thinks and feels, wagering on God, putting it all on the line for in the name of God. The next day, Elon Musk is buying Twitter. He's now the private owner of Twitter. And now people on Twitter are saying whatever they want. People feel free. It's wild, man. It's wild. Anyway, the news coming out today that I wanted to talk about is, if you've seen this recent interaction between Elon Musk and Hillary Clinton, my wife just told me about it. You have to look into this if you haven't already. So basically, you might have heard that Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, who's in his 80s, was recently attacked in his San Francisco home, in their San Francisco home. And the mainstream media is reporting, the standard, report right now goes that it was an intruder, a kind of troubled MAGA conspiracy nut, basically, broke into his house and attacked him. Hillary Clinton tweeted out just recently an article from the LA Times that was basically recapitulating this basic narrative that he was a crazed right-wing lunatic, MAGA supporter, broke in looking for Nancy Pelosi and hit Paul Pelosi with a hammer, but in a search for Nancy Pelosi. Elon Musk replies to Hillary Clinton's tweet with a link to a, what they would call a conspiracy theory website, but really just, some random non-mainstream, low status website of some kind. But it had this very interesting set of allegations in it. We have no idea if it was true or not, but it has some interesting leads in there. There's some interesting possible suggestions in that article that says that the person who attacked Paul Pelosi in the Pelosi home was actually a gay prostitute that implicitly Paul Pelosi was in a relationship with, or perhaps hired for that evening. We don't know the details, but that article that Elon Musk tweeted in reply to Hillary Clinton basically lays out that possible interpretation of the events, which of course is not mentioned whatsoever in any of the high status mainstream news articles about this recent event. And so the reason that this is really important and fascinating is because this helps you understand why Elon Musk bought Twitter. This is what's going on here, right? Before owning Twitter, Elon Musk and people like Elon Musk, just anyone who wants to kind of freely circulate information. If you look closely at Elon's tweet, his reply to Hillary Clinton, he uses his language very carefully. He says, there is a tiny possibility that perhaps there is more to the story than meets the eye. It's something to that effect. That's a slight paraphrase, but that's something quite exactly like that. And think about what he's saying there. He's saying, I don't know that this is true or not. I'm not endorsing this, but I have the right to share this outside information, this information from extraneous sources that we can't fully vet or endorse. We don't know. Maybe there's only a 1% probability that news article that he linked to is correct or accurate. And maybe there's a 99% chance that it's all fake and made up. It's totally possible. But we should have a right to share that 1% probability information and say, oh, let's throw this into the mix and read it and think about it and try to figure out what's true or not. Before him owning Twitter, he could not really make that kind of sharing. He could, but he would have to figure that there's a high probability that it's going to be penalized, right? That the algorithms and the Twitter establishment, whatever their priorities and values are, would strongly discourage and penalize in the distribution of what gets promoted on Twitter, content such as that, right? So pre-Musk Twitter, you're disincentivized from sending out that kind of low probability information just to evaluate it and to discuss it. But now that he owns Twitter, he's going to make it feasible. He's going to make it rational and possible for people to share that kind of information without the expectation that they're going to get destroyed in the algorithm. People are going to be able to share this kind of outsider information, even if it has a low probability of being true. People can share it, and if it's interesting to people and people retweet it and share it, they should be allowed to do that. And so this is what I'm reading here. This is what's very interesting about this little interaction today in one of the first days of, his ownership of Twitter. The fact that he's replying to one of the highest status, most kind of mainstream people in the world, Hillary Clinton, right? Representative of the American political establishment par excellence. He's replying with this low probability outside report that is officially anathema to the mainstream media reporting on that topic, right? And if you look, like, his reply has like 30,000 retweets, and Hillary Clinton's initial tweet has like 13,000 retweets or something like that. So to me, this is a kind of symbolic instance, or a kind of exemplary instance of what I think we're going to see more of in coming months and years. The ability for people to actually share that kind of outsider information and not fear that it's going to be stuffed down by the algorithm. So very, very fascinating. We are living in revolutionary times. I really do kind of feel like that. Everything is very apocalyptic. And remember, apocalypse is not a bad thing. Apocalyptic does not mean things are getting worse. It means things are being revealed. The good and the bad. It's all being revealed. That's what things look like to me. And man, it's a wild time to be alive. But subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm going to be doing more videos like this later.